Now, when I first got the No Time to Die Seamaster, I didn't just get a watch. I got a reminder of milestones, loved ones, and the life I've worked for. Over the last 12 months, this watch has changed the way I've thought, the way I approach watches, and the way I approach life itself. In this video, I want to share why this watch is so special to me, a brief history and of course specs for the nerds out there, and how it went from being an obsession to a cornerstone in my life. If you've ever had a watch that really mattered, you'll understand. Let's get into it. The No Time to Die Seamaster was released alongside the 2020 Bond film. It's got a 42mm diameter case made from grade 2 titanium with a brown tropical aluminium bezel and dial. It's slimmer, more lightweight, and I think more wearable than the typical Seamaster out there, especially the steel variations. It's powered by the Omega Co-Axial Master Chronometer 8806 movement with around 55 hours of power reserve. Pretty bulletproof movement, I have to say. What I love is how Omega balanced its heritage with its modern aesthetics. It pays tribute to the previous diver 300 meters, but feels completely current. The dial's tropical brown tones give it a unique personality, while the titanium case keeps it light on the wrist. A watch that looks bold yet never overpowers. For a fan of James Bond and of dive watches, this is basically a dream watch. But for me, it became so much more than that. So let's get into the story behind the watch. This watch was a wedding gift, and that context is everything. I talk about watches being way more than just material goods and, prize goods. It wasn't just about the watch itself. It was about what it represented. It represents my loved ones, my wedding day, and the feeling of being deserving of the watch, which is really important, which I'll touch upon. I had an obsession of the watch since the release, since they announced the watch, and I promised myself that one day, if I work hard enough, I'd buy it. But receiving it as a gift, that feeling of validation is really hard to explain. Coming from a working class background, I wasn't used to having expensive things around me. My parents didn't have expensive watches. My dad wasn't really into watches. My granddad was, but didn't wear expensive watches. And so I always felt conscious, slightly guilty about owning a high-end luxury item, because for me that is what this watch is. But this gift kind of just removed all that guilt. It told me, you've earned this, you deserve this, and you're allowed to enjoy it. And that instigated this whole obsession that I now have. Now, don't get me wrong, I was passionate about watches before, but this watch really changed that for me. So it wasn't the kind of gift that does more than just mark an occasion. For me, it changed the way I viewed myself and how I treated myself. And for me, it kickstarted everything: my obsession with watches, my collecting journey, and ultimately this very channel and the videos that you watch. So I just want to take this moment to say thank you to today's video sponsor. PDF Source Guide is an online ebook seller. They currently have 20 comprehensive ebook guides in their Watch and Timepiece collection, covering everything from fine-tuning, negotiating watch deals, to spotting fakes, protecting your watches, and many more, giving you guys the knowledge and confidence to buy, maintain, and enjoy your watches. Now, a lot of you like to remind me in the comments down below that I am not a watch expert, so I'll be looking at some of these e-guides and hopefully improving my watch knowledge, being able to give you better videos in the future. So please go and check them out. I'll leave the link in the description down below. And again, thank you for today's sponsor. So let's get into a little bit more about how it changed my life. Because of this watch, I ended up buying 2 other pieces. So that guilt, that, feeling guilty about owning certain high-end items that I typically wouldn't have gone for went out the window. I bought 2 different pieces that I absolutely love. My birth year, again, Bond Seamaster 1994, a reference I think 253180, and also a 1965 Breitling Top Time reference 2002. You'll notice they're all Bond watches. I promise I won't buy any more Bond watches. And yes, it led directly to me creating this channel. I genuinely think if I didn't get this watch or wasn't gifted this watch, I wouldn't have felt the need or the urge to create this channel. And as a result of that, there wouldn't be this community that we're building together. There wouldn't be any of this, which is crazy to think, because the last sort of 8 months, this channel has taken a lot of my time, but the way it's headed, I'm extremely excited and more so very grateful to you guys for supporting the channel. It's hard to overstate the impact a watch changed my life. That's just not a hyperbole. It's shaped how I see achievement, value, and joy. And I hope some of you can relate to this. The watch reminded me that you can appreciate luxury without guilt, and that sometimes rewarding yourself is a part of your journey, and that you should show a bit more kindness to yourself and love yourself a little bit more. So if you're out there and you're kind of on the edge about pulling the trigger to buy a watch or to treat yourself, just go and do it. Life is way too short. So I want to talk about the emotional connection, of course, with this watch a little bit more, and then I'll promise you I'll get into the actual watch. It's a constant reminder of my loved ones. Every time I glance at it, I think of my wedding, my family, and the journey that's brought me here. The watch carries a lot of emotion, not just time. The emotional attachment also transformed the way I approach watch collecting. You know, I no longer want to buy watches just for the sake of it, you know, impulsively. Every piece now has to have some sort of meaning, a story, a personal connection, because it means so much more. It means so much more. This watch has a crazy kind of power over me, because as soon as I put it on, it still feels like a treat 12 months on, and it can instantly put a smile on my face and change my mood that I'm in, because it just reminds me of the time at my wedding. And in fact, you'll probably be able to notice a scratch on the bezel, which was as a result of me dancing a bit too hard on the wedding night, which was really, really funny. So yeah, already got scratches on the bezel and on the clasp. As I'm sure many of you can understand, those are two areas where you tend to get scratches for sure. So it just taught me the value, I think, of stories behind watches and not just the hype or the brand, which now I think the watch kind of world is trying to indulge us in, is this hype kind of mentality, this trend mentality where certain brands and certain models are, you know, really difficult to get hold of, and, you know, all these sorts of things. Whereas this watch, you can go into a boutique and just buy it. It's just a watch that's special to me, and I always recommend buying what is special to you, not what is in fashion, what is in hype, what is in trend. How I wear it now, because something has drastically changed with regards to how I see this watch. After 12 months, I still love this watch for all the original reasons. The wearability, the aesthetics, the movement, but it's no longer a daily wearer for me. That's what's been the biggest change. It's a weekend watch, it's a treat, it's a special occasion watch, and I want to explain why that is. Partly because I want to kind of preserve the magic of this watch. I think it's a very, very, very special watch to me. Do I think it's always going to be that weekend watch? No, I think in about 10 years' time it will become my daily watch. For me, currently in my profession at work and what I do for a living, this watch, I think, is a little bit too flashy for me to be wearing it to work. And also, I think my perception on watches has changed slightly. So I do think that even though this wears brilliantly, it's very thin, it's still got that 42mm diameter case, which I think for a daily watch might just be a tad too big. I have the 1994 Seamaster, the Piers Brosnan, which is more of a daily watch. That's around a 40mm diameter case. And so for me, this watch is no longer a daily wearer, no longer the perfect daily wearer, but that special watch that is a treat to wear in the evenings, on a special occasion, on the weekend. And it's amazing how your relationship, I think, with your watches evolve over time, and tastes just change. And many of you in the comments have said this on my previous videos, that Jag, you know, don't be too naive, things will change. And I definitely agree with you. My approach and perception of this watch has changed. It's no longer a daily, it's no longer a perfect daily, even though, as I mentioned, it wears very nicely and very comfortably. But it's all about perspective and, I guess, the context in which you're having to wear your watch. I'd feel like a bit of a wally really wearing this at work, and so that's why I am playing with the idea of maybe picking up a smaller watch, you know, the Rolex Explorer, if you've watched my previous videos, but I'm on a quest to find the perfect Rolex Explorer. So what makes this watch truly timeless to me, I think, is the fact that it's not just a piece of metal and mechanics. It's a reminder to live deliberately, and to treat yourself and to love yourself, I think, a little bit more. I think all of us could do that. In conclusion, 12 months on, the novelty has not gone anywhere, and I know it's only been a year, sorry. This watch isn't just my favorite watch, it's my life lesson on a wrist. And so it's taught me to celebrate achievements, to value the people around me, and to approach life with intention, and to approach life with ambition as well, because and confidence. This channel is a testament to that and the community we're building here. Without it, I wouldn't have explored my passion for watches. I'm really down that rabbit hole now and I can't really see the light, so I'm with you guys for sure. And I certainly would have not built this community if it wasn't for the watch. So yes, in conclusion, this watch has changed my life. And in a way, every time I wear it, I'm reminded of a journey, where I came from, what I've achieved, and how much there is still ahead, God willing. Now, if you have a watch that's changed your life, if there's anything in this story that resonates with you, I want to hear about it. Leave your comments down below. A little bit of a different video today, but I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope it's resonated in one way or another. As usual, I'd appreciate a like, subscribe, go follow me on Instagram as well. I've been Jag from Jags Watches, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.